there's something about an intentional time with, you know, 5 other dudes who have spent time getting to know you over an 8-week period, asking you pointed questions, not to have any gotcha moments, but to, like, get to know you better and, explore, like, what it is that makes you tick. So, uh, I'm partially just piggybacking on what you said there, Pat. And then we had a short debrief too on Sunday evening, I believe it was, if my days aren't getting mixed up here. And I shared how meaningful it was to me. Like, my wife and son flew out to Colorado. My daughter stayed here in Georgia with my in-laws, and they got to be there at the finish line, which the way things unfolded for this race for me was very, I'll say divine, because it's just unexplainable in a sense of, like, the 2 extra miles on the course to finish my 50K, like, personal 50K before running into Kyle, and then like being so happy to find Kyle and then walking it in with him, and then finding out later that my wife and son were only there for 10 minutes before I crossed the finish line. So, like, any faster, like, if I would have kept on pace, if I wouldn't have found Kyle, if Kyle wouldn't have found me, it would have, like, robbed me of the joy of finishing with my family there, which was a really meaningful moment to me. So, like, there are several things that just happened in that day that were out of my control that seem to be gifts in a way, uh, like unexplainable gifts, which I'm really thankful for. And then I shared with you guys on Sunday night how meaningful it was for my wife and son to get to meet you in person. And I don't think that, based on this group, I don't think that'll be the last time that they get to hang out with you guys. But particularly my son, being around men of character and men who treat him like a little man, like, every interaction with him I was watching, from the high fives to the taking of the Cheetos to asking him if he had seen the nays, which is what he calls horses, outside. It's like, all of those interactions, I think he felt respected, and he was able to learn how to respect another man. And there's just something really important to me for those interactions. So I'm taking that away with me from the experience as a whole. Unrationed last year, I was surprised at how meaningful the things outside of the actual event were. Tony, Josh, and Billy, who you mentioned before there, went through the mountains. We did a 40-mile trek in 2 days. And then this year we did this race. Both of these unrationed experiences so far, I've been surprised at where the meaning comes from. And it's not the experience itself, it's something surrounding it, which is really cool. And it has me looking at saying yes to experiences and looking around them for, like, the meaning, like the meat, if you will. I don't have the right words for it in this moment, but saying yes to something brings about unexpected circumstances that are real gifts. So carrying those gifts with me.